All right, so let's take a look at what the configuration looks like on the packet broker. As you can see here, we have a number of taps and some spans, GRE, feeding into an aggregation dynamic filter and then off to the tools. While I have a number of ports available, again, today we're going to focus on uh, breakout for 40 gig for the taps. And so what we'll do is we'll go down and grab port 49, which is up my first 40 gig port. You can see it here, it's disabled. What I'm going to do is actually change the speed configuration on this. Currently it's at 40 gig. We're going to change that to 10 gig. At this point, you can see we have actually 4 ports now, 49-1 through 49-4, and these are all 10 gig ports. Let's look at the transceiver installed for this port. As you can see here, the transceiver is actually a QSFP plus 40 gig transceiver. So what we've done is we've changed the configuration to logically break that 40 gig into 410 gig. And what is actually physically plugged into that QSFP port is the MTP side of the breakout cable. So let's go ahead and enable these 4 ports. We'll scroll up here. And I can now see these 4 ports, and actually they are sitting in line on a couple of network segments. And we made the connections as described in the connection side of this video series. So let's now send the traffic from these observation points into the dynamic filter. And just to show that we actually have traffic here, we can take a look at the statistics on the network side. And you can see we have received packets, received bits around a gig or so on logical port 1. Let's look at port 2. And here you can see we have around 8 gig of traffic coming back on port 2. So logically, client and server in my scenario based on the test traffic that I have running through it. And the same is likely true for ports 3 and 4 if I actually want to look at the statistics for those. So let's add that into our aggregation point. Now what I'll do rather than draw individual lines is we'll go to the connections tab for that dynamic filter and add those 4 logical ports. Again, we're looking for ports 49.1 through 49.4. And there you have it. We're now servicing 2 taps from a 40 gig port on the E40 and sending that to our tools.